Yo. So obviously we've not raced for a little bit while. We missed Hendersford. Don't think we're doing Buxton this weekend. But we have got a track day with RACECAR on Mallory Park on Monday. So we are doing a little bit this week. So we will put a vlog on about what happens there. But just a bit of an update on what's happening this week on the vlog. Please keep watching. So one thing about working where we work is we get to work with these guys. So I'm sure you've noticed these actually sponsored us for his first ever season, Power Maxed. And we have actually put in for a brand ambassador role. What that means is we hopefully might be able to give people discounts and stuff like that. Not sure whether we've got the pull that they need, but the fact that we work with them, we've dealt with them for so many years, and they wouldn't sponsor us might be a good thing. But anyway, if you do ever want any cleaning stuff, guys, not into plugging galore, but obviously these are pretty good. They don't sponsor us at the moment, so I'm being genuine. All their stuff, the cleaning products and everything like that, we use on everything. So yeah, Power Maxed. If you need to get it, you can go online, or obviously if you've got a Motor Parts Direct shop, bob in and see us. Now, one thing on this video that we're going to share today is a little bit of crap news. So we have put the old girl in storage, so the blue roof is parked up. You can just see it next to the red roof. The red roof, guys, due to commitments this year, we're never going to get anywhere near red. We were really unfortunate last year to get red. Then we went up to Scotland. The first race in red, we did nothing but score points. The second race in red, we got clattered and written off. That was it. And unfortunately, that was enough for us to lose the red roof, which was quite annoying. So we only ever managed red roof for one meeting, basically. Let's face it, one away day. So we've always wanted red. We got red, I suppose, so we can't complain. To now lose blue, again, mainly down to commitments. Don't get me wrong, the kart and myself probably aren't racing great this year, but we just haven't done enough meetings, so we're now going down to yellow. The blue roof, I'm hoping will come back. We're not going to get back to red with commitments, no chance. We're not going to chase roof colours this year. Too many people are out there every week taking it dead serious. I ain't got the time or patience for that at the end of the day. It's all part of having a bit of fun. So as long as we can start racing well, which is why we're doing all the bits and bobs that we can to the kart possible, we're going to be happy. So we need to get that sorted just so we can start enjoying the racing at least. But yeah, for now, guys, she's in storage along with red one. Like I say, if you want to buy that red one, drop us a message. We might as well get rid of it, to be honest. So then, what have we been doing this week? A little bit of this, a little bit of that. So we've been going through, while we've had a chance, been going through all his tyres. As you can see, don't know if you can see this actually, sorry for painting. This is your back tyre. So this one here is the one that we use on shale. These are the normal back tyres, a little bit smooth. Not sure whether they've got much use left in them or not. People have different opinions. Couple of front ones, quite a bit of grip on that one, but the actual rim's not very straight, and then the top one is probably the only good spare we've got at the moment. We've done this on purpose because we've got two brand new tyres on brand new rims that both got smashed up, one at Cowdenbeath and one at Bradford. I think we need to stop buying brand new ones because all those big crashes have happened with brand new ones on. We've just taken them somewhere, just to have them ripped off because the rims are scrap. Then we're going to try and get another couple of new rims, and then we'll have two new rims with brand new tyres on for front. The ones that are on the kart at the moment aren't too bad, but they'll be back up. And then these two here are there just in case, basically. You can see another rim there. That's another one that got dinted, banged and bashed. So we went through them, gone through his axles. We're down to 3 axles. All of them have been straightened a little bit, or quite a few times now. So we're going to have to work out where we go with them. We are still on the old axles. The new ones need a new hub and everything, which is more expensive. We don't really want to do at the moment. So we'll see where we get with that one. And then the stock kart itself, we've been doing a bit of work on that as well. So I'll just show you what we've been doing. So we've just got it in van at the moment because we're going to take it back to the garage, but we have currently just got the carb off. So since the first couple of weekends where the racing wasn't very good at all, we've just been identifying a few little issues here and there. Every single one of them, such as the wobbly track rod ends, the loose steering, the fact that the tracking was out slightly, them all in effect, oh, we had a chain that were a bit too tight, them all by themselves won't make it much slower, but add them all together and it starts adding up. The newest thing we've found is over the winter, somehow I think we've put the wrong carb on or the wrong jet or something in, because the first thing AJ Hemingway said when he watched my vlog is it looked to be bogging down a little bit. We thought it weren't quite as paceful, so we checked all the normal stuff like the bearings, the axle, all smooth, and the last thing we did was clean the carb out at the end of last year, I think it was, and put them all to one side. Looks like we've put the wrong carb back on because it's got the wrong jet in, I think, and it just doesn't seem to be set up very well. The problem we've got is we found the carb that we used last year, but we can't find the jet, so we've had to order a new one, and they are on back order at the moment. So we are awaiting rebuilding all this, and hopefully once it's all built up, the engine will be running a little bit smoother. Again, in itself it won't suddenly make us loads quicker, but add it to all the other little problems that we're finding, teething problems, and we will slowly get there. Other than that, we've changed the plug. Obviously these are NGK plugs that we've got in here. Not gonna lie, we get them from work. I think we only pay a couple of quid each for them, cheap as chips. We always have loads on vans, so that's easy enough. We do the same with the filters. We've got a sponsorship with Perflux, which is Cooper's, Sir Jeffy. He gives us the filters for these, so we swap this filter near enough every race meeting. It's not worth arguing not to. Always comes in handy to do that as well, so thank you to Perflux for that. Obviously NGK, we get them, like I said, through Motor Parts Direct. So that's where we are at the moment with that. As you've probably seen in a previous video, unfortunately we do have the joys of being back to yellow, so we do have the yellow roof at least, so we've been able to bolt that straight back on. But we did lend this to 141 Daz, our friend Daz, last year, so unfortunately it had all his stickers on, because we did strip it back quite a lot for him, so we have had to re-sticker it all. I'm not going to show you that now. It's as good a job as it's going to get, but we're not spending time and effort on it. Like I said, we are spending quite a bit of money and effort to try and get this to go forward at least, so we're cutting back on the fancy bits, and we've just done the bare minimum with the sponsors that we've got just to get it going and to get it needed, well, where it needs to be, sorry. And that's that. Other than that, after race weekend we always have to tidy the van out, strip everything out of it, don't keep out in the van when it's parked up, and then just give it all a good clean out as well, because it ends up being a right mess. Another job done. 2 brand spanking tyres we've got here. So like I say, these were on decent rims, but the rims are knackered, so we've managed to get them off the rims. We have purchased some new rims, but sod's law, they were out of stock, so we're now waiting for them, but we will get them sorted. We've got another one here in here that is another one that's got a decent tyre on, and the rim is leaking. So yeah, another new tyre with bobbles on. We seem to be collecting front wheel tyres. Yeah, we're running out of front wheels. This one, as you can see, still has the shale from Bradford. We pumped this up and all of this came out and it went down. So don't know whether it's dinted or whether it's just got a load of crap behind it. Probably get that looked at some point as well, because that might actually be savable, might that one. But we'll see. But they're the things that we need to get sorted as well. So yeah. So now in our little broom cupboard. Don't know if anyone remembers Andy Peters and his broom cupboard. Bit similar. So another job that we're doing is we are doing the suspension. We're doing the plug-ins. So these things here, we've got 2 on cart at the moment, but they're not. One of them's newish and I don't know what the other one's like, so these can make a big difference. So what these do, without boring you too much, that goes into the cart chassis, that then goes over it and onto there and swivels, and then you've got your bearing that your actual wheel goes on, which has a bearing in, and that goes on there. So this here needs to spin freely, so you always have to check the bearings, which, looking at that, just being sat on there, that's got good bearings. That's a good start. Obviously that's the disc part, that's the bit where it goes, and you've got these centre bearings here, which we have plenty of them bearings. Make sure that's smooth, but that is. This part here, this gets bent. Now this one I think is from Cowdenbeath. We need to get rid of some of these, to be fair. We tend to keep them low, so you can see where caliper's mounted. I don't know which ones are bent and which ones aren't, so any of these now that are knocking about, I tend not to use. So in a way, we might as well just scrap them, to be honest. But that's another thing, keeping hold of them. Maybe need to get rid of them. But they all start from this. So if these are bent either way, or bent that way, obviously it affects the way the wheel sits. If they're bent upwards, the wheel will camber, which is quite useful to us in a way, but also not allowed if it gets seen. If they're bent down that way, absolutely useless to us. If they're bent front or back, it affects where the wheel is. Every one of them, not sure this is the best design in the world, has lots of bearings in as well, and the bearings, especially after rattling tracks, tend to go wrong. So the bearings in these are two different sizes, them and them. So it has one of them at top, three of them in middle, and then another big one at the bottom, all shoved in to there. So you've got a lot of bearings there that can go wrong. So we've just got two new ones of these, and we've just pressed the bearings in there. These are brand new. Yes, they're green. No, I don't just paint these for fun of it. A lot of people joke that we tend to paint things. These are painted because I've set them up, put the new bearings in them, and I'd literally just chuck some paint over them, so I knew that these two was the brand new ones. Because again, the same with these, we've got loads of them knocking about. I think, for example, this one is an half decent one, so we'll probably put a full set of bearings in that, and then have that as a practice, a stroke, a spare. And then we're going to put the two brand new ones on the cart, set them up, and then make sure that they are where they want to be. Our next race is probably going to be on shale, which none of this is quite as important on shale, because you can get away with it a little bit more, but I want to try and get the cart feeling comfortable no matter what it's on. So I'm going to do this right and do it again and make sure that these aren't the problems. Like I said, one of them that's on the cart we know is fairly straight. The other one is a second-hand one. I don't even know origin of it. Looks straight, but these don't need to be that far out. I once had it at Skeggy where one of these was slightly bent and we didn't know it, and it were bouncing into corners, and I could not sort it out at all. Took a risk and bought two new ones of these, put them in, and the next race the cart were different again. So always worth a try. It could be one of them, for example, that we've put in without realising. So that's what we've been doing in here, and then I think that's about it for now. Once we've done that, when we've got the car built back up, we'll check all the bearings again, make sure all the bearings everywhere are all smooth. Like I said, every corner has these bearings in pretty much, and you've got to make sure that they're nice and smooth and they spin freely. And obviously the back has the axle, and you've got to make sure that spins freely as well. And that is pretty much where we are at the moment. Hope you found that semi-interesting, so knew what we're doing. See you.
So, thanks for watching TDR TV, guys. See you all soon. Civi.